So we're back at Pioneer Football League Sports Center. Here with the trophies in the background, we got the fire pit going. This is what the summer is all about. So we're about to break for the summertime and come back in the fall, and we have a bunch of things that are on tap that we're definitely going to keep you in tune with. And remember, last year we did a little bit of mancationing. We'll definitely have some mancations coming up. A lot of fun stuff coming up over the summer. You'll see that Baby Anthony running around here, and Baby Anthony's grandfather is here. This is Mr. Manny Munoz, my father-in-law, the father of Melissa Patterson, attorney at law, the attorney for the league. Papa Bear, welcome. How are you doing today, sir?
It's a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. Now, the football lineage in the Munoz household is just as deep as the Patterson household. You coach football, is that correct?
For a long time.
For a long time. Now, what was your favorite? To go over all the stops that you had would just take up the whole entire program. So I'll just kind of list them out. Columbia University?
Columbia, this is what I was going to talk to you about.
Gotcha.
But Columbia, we left Columbia, went to, actually Columbia was one of the first.
One of the first stops.
One of the first stops.
Cool.
The neighborhood we talked about was the Westchester Square.
Gotcha.
You guys know which Westchester Square, you know where it is, right? And I coached football with all the neighborhood guys there who had a football team
from the local area. Gotcha.
From the other area.
Okay. Oh, so you started out in what most people say is sandlot football.
Absolutely.
I see. And
we had an annual we had a well-prepared dinner for the entire team that's still really alive.
Oh, I see.
So
Gotcha.
we lost some. It was a shame that we didn't do things in between. So the opportunity that I had, I had people that I coached played with first.
Oh, golly. So you played with them in
the Westchester Square quarterback coach, but I was the head coach.
Okay.
So I had the entire, it's the same streets that you guys are actually playing on. He mentions it to me, and when I go, leave to go to the house, I go, God almighty, I'm coaching this today, and 22 years ago I did this. And you just put them all in straight lines, and it's amazing.
So if we looked at the start of your coaching career, it started with what we call sandlot football programs like that.
I was 17 years old.
Amazing. So later on, you went to Columbia. You went to one of the academies to coach.
Merchant Marine Academy.
Merchant Marine Academy, and then you ended up in high school with Cardinal
Spellman.
Spellman first.
For a couple of years around the school. You have the Spellman went in, then he left.
Right.
But we have about.
Now you coached at Mount as well.
I was at one point. I was at Mount.
You were at Mount.
At one point, I was at Hayes.
I see.
At that point, was at Hayes.
Now, for those that know Bronx football, Mount St. Michael and Cardinal Hayes is the rivalry of football in the Bronx out of the Catholic school league. You were on both sides of the rivalry 3 times.
When you take the school, Spellman, Mount, and then there's a third.
Hayes.
I was the head coach at each one of these places at least for 3 years for a period of time.
I see.
So
Has any other coach
in the Bronx as a head coach? No.
Wow. Now.
And I'm a nasty SOB for the job. I'll be tumbling a little bit because I'm also an old man. But I got those guys, and it was great, greatest part of my life. I'd go back tomorrow. Matter of fact, I'm trying to get back tomorrow. But you really, the individual, the gentleman, and the people that play for you. It's not just me. You have people, I'm sure, that if you really taste them, it's like a good cup of coffee or something. They feel right. You know, gentlemen like these gentlemen who went through the system. Doesn't have to be the league. It doesn't have to be a Catholic high school league team. It could be a football team. Period. That's exactly why when you brought it up, the first thing that reminded me is I had
Westchester Square.
Westchester Square.
That's the start.
It's not a school. It's not dressed as a school. They played in the Bog team. But it was, no, it's been, you're tough to out coach me. I'd have to be gone about 20 years to probably even up the numbers.
I see. I'm not even mad at you for that. Now, out of the three big ones, the Spelman, Mount, and Hayes, your family, which I know very well, obviously, roots for Hayes. So was that your favorite stop out of the three?
They developed to the point to be that program, that individual. I had Hayes was my third, so I hadn't done Hayes. I worked my way to it. Then when I got the job there, it was the greatest experience of my life because I had a chance and an opportunity to work with young gentlemen who themselves were only in the process of growth. By the time I got to them, I was a puppy dog.
I see.
So I mean, I've done this enough times that I could do this. But I had people that played. The youngest people and the people who did a great job was Spelman.
They're the ones that have the golf outing every year that you go to.
Yeah.
Great. The camaraderie amongst a lot of these Catholic school teams, or the football programs themselves, are really pretty sophisticated. The network is pretty vast, and when alumni come back, can you tell us about some alumni at Hayes that you're familiar with? I know there's a certain gentleman that played professional football that you have a special...
I can't pronounce his name.
Mr. Collinet.
Collinet, right, Steve.
Stalin,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, who lives in our home half the year round. When he was a high school player at Hayes, when he had problems with Hayes, he just moved in with us.
I see, okay.
The experience of opening a door for an opportunity for these people. The toughest...
You open your home to these football players.
Oh, yeah.
And it's funny because you said Steve, like Stefan, because I know that you had a couple of football players that have lived with you over the years. How many football players have you had living in your house?
At any given time, probably no higher than 4 or 5 on a given time.
I see.
If you spread it out over time, there's been...
You can have a team.
There's been a lot of people.
I see. Interesting.
I had a linebacker who played at Hayes, who said to me that it was, he didn't want to play at Hayes. All he wanted to do was kill somebody.
Oh. At least he had a goal.
Yeah.
So
at least you have a good reason to hold back to that position.
Right.
But
So,
people you just can't go out, you can't copy them.
I see.
You can't copy them.
And what did you do to help that young man? What did you do to help that young man who wanted to kill? That's all he wanted to do.
Stalin is one. Stalin Collinet went to Hayes. From Hayes, he went to Boston College. And from Boston College is where he began to grow in the different things. He told me a story. He said the first meeting at Boston College after he got accepted to the school. Now you got to realize Stalin is a 6'6" 270, 280 pounds fellow. I think that's about right.
Yeah.
And we, in meetings, we were talking to, you've got to do this and you've got to do that. And Stalin told me a story. He said that he was at his meeting, it was a school meeting, process the system. So the process the system, following the system, he stepped out, didn't want to go to a class, didn't want to go, he thought he was going to play just football there. And that's everything he was going to do, so they basically threw him out, politely. In other words, they were saying, if you do this another time, we're going to throw this out. Something along that line. But Stalin was, he says he walked into class, he was upset, he looked at the floor, and he saw a piece of dirt. And he knew there's dirt floor everywhere. He went, though, to pick it up to learn that that's how to be quiet. And it was what they think they showed him that says, you're quiet. This conversation's got nothing to do with you. Or if it does, it's at this level, not at this level. So Stalin is a unique individual. But we had a gentleman. I can tell you in the Mount Hayes game. I go to Mount Hayes game every year. I can stand outside the fence, and I probably see 2, 4, 6. I probably have, besides the 6 starting coaches at every level for that period. We can sit in a room and put 20 people that have been the head coaches in systems that I was coaching.
I see. Now, I'm glad that you mentioned that, because when you mentioned systems, in the Bronx, especially among Catholic schools, and to a large extent public schools as well, a lot of them have put in the option offense.
Yeah.
Why is that? Who did that originate from?
Because I coached them, that's why.
I see. Interesting.
We all run the wishbone. Everybody runs the wishbone. That's it.
The wishbone is it.
That's it. I don't care if I throw the ball. I'm sure I have to, but I don't want to. I don't want to throw the ball. It's just I realize, okay, somebody tells me you got to run it because you do this. Nonsense. Put the ball down, pound it out of the body, and it's the same thing we do now.
I see. Well, they say that
I'd like to go back to a couple of places and go and start all over again.
I see. Well, I imagine when you throw the ball, there's 3 things that can happen, and 2 of them are bad.
That's right.
So you were the option guru. So from what you installed in these schools, a lot of it has stuck and has now grown into when you go to a Mount or a Hayes game or even Spelman, you'll see the same offense, the same play calling that you installed there.
You'll see that offense forever.
Forever.
You're going to run that. You'll see that offense forever. Whoever I don't know who's going to put their name on it.
Now, what's the benefit to the option offense?
Oh, I'm going to get into one of those conversations.
I'm just asking.
In my opinion, it's, first of all, there is a system advantage of one player. Because you're going to, quarterback, you're going to do a lot of things to put him in his hands that are second level activities. All meaning that you've got 12 football players, a quarterback, and 11 football players. Then it's where'd they come from, and then you go through that process. But it's next to the idea is that the individual that started. Go ahead. I have a book in the house. I have a gentleman, Dan Eagle. Dan Eagle was my assistant coach at Spelman. When I put this system in at Hayes, the gentleman who gave me the paper was UCLA. Who's the guy on television? Answered the question.
It's Gibbs from NCIS.
That's right.
He played football at UCLA. Not many people know that.
He played at UCLA.
So UCLA. So that's where you got the option from, or that?
When I first saw it.
That's when you first saw it.
When I first sold it to who was the Notre Dame coach? A gentleman this big.
Lou Holtz.
Lou Holtz. We can sit down one day and I bring Danny Eagle in to talk about Lou Holtz.
I see. Okay.
Lou Holtz, I gave Danny Eagle the book and Dan Holtz the other book, the book on how to run the wishbone.
Right. Okay.
So it's just the guys that run by, but those are the guys that built the process. Because you have a lot of guys coaching wise that'll never build into that. But they're on the back end of the winning scale instead of the front end of the winning scale.
Oh, interesting. Well, thank you for joining us today, and I appreciate your time, sir.
You have a tolerance. Thank you.